Recently, I have had time to think about the incels and the incel community, and our approach towards them in the MGTOW community and the wider Manosphere, and in this video, I want to explain what my thoughts on them are, why I don't like the incels and what they're doing wrong, and what my recommendation is for our strategy on them, and what the MGTOW community should do when it comes to dealing with them going forward, and how best to distance ourselves from them. With that being said, let's begin. Firstly, I want to talk about why I don't like the incels and what I believe they're doing wrong. The reason why I do not like them and sometimes border on hating them, or at least detest them, is because they're essentially failed simps and parasites. They act as if having sex is somehow their birthright, and something that they deserve. And yes, I will prove that with Twitter links in the description. And something that they deserve. Then they complain on the internet endlessly over and over again when they don't get it or don't get a relationship or succeed in dating. They talk about rejection, and their entire ideological viewpoint is that being in a relationship or having sex or doing anything considered being part of the plantation is good. But it's bad that they missed out on it and that life is somehow worse because they haven't achieved these goals, if you can even call them that. They call it unfair that other people have gotten laid but they haven't, and in general they just don't believe in being single or believe in any form of independence or self-reliance, or any form of masculinity, even when it's offered to them on a silver platter. To put it simply, they believe the plantation is a good thing, and that it's bad that they aren't being allowed to be in it and participate in it. This is the key fundamental mistake the incels are making and what they're doing wrong, in my opinion. This refusal to accept the red pill and live freely, and live as MGTOWs, is why they keep making the same foolish mistakes over and over again, why they keep complaining about the same problems of rejection and other such bullshit, harming themselves and the men around them, and creating a complete toxic environment that has done absolutely nothing to help improve their own lives or the lives of others. Another problem is that the incels are not red pill, but actually blue pill in their behavior, due to their desires and views on relationships and essentially what they're complaining about, as in, they want relationships and think they're good but they can't get them. Just that they and their community have somehow managed to deceive the people of the world and even some members of the wider Manosphere and the MGTOW community itself into thinking they're red pill by talking about hypergamy and using red pill rhetoric in their arguments. When you dig deeper, when you look at what the incels actually believe in, when you strip away the red pill sounding rhetoric and red pill talking points, when you strip away the red pill game they are talking about and all the red pill sounding stuff and everything that you might consider to be red pill, you will see that they are blue pilled. They have a blue pill mindset. They believe in blue pill values. They are still completely deluded when it comes to how they think of relationships. All the hallmarks of simping are there. They are just failed simps, and this can be proven easily by analyzing why most of them never went MGTOW in the first place when that option was presented to them. And the reason is simple. They want to be in the plantation, and they are angry that they can't be in the plantation and that they're rejected by women. This is their ideology and their viewpoint. Now that I have gotten all of this information and my viewpoints on the incels presented, I want to talk about what our strategy should be, and what I believe we should do and what we, as in the MGTOW community as a whole, and the wider Manosphere should do about this. I believe that we have nothing to do with the incel community and should thus distance ourselves from them as much as humanly possible. We should distance ourselves from them because we are red pill and they are not. They believe in values fundamentally and wholly incompatible with MGTOW and our own values and principles, namely the idea of defending freedom, being self-reliant and independent, and not falling into the plantation and not being simps, not practicing simping. Our community has nothing in common with the incel community. Our struggles, politics, views, and values are completely different from theirs. MGTOW exists because of real systemic issues with how no-fault divorce works, and the unfair nature of divorce and family courts favoring women in custody settlements, and issues regarding alimony and child support. The incel community, on the other hand, exists because the incels feel not getting laid is somehow an injustice, and that getting laid is good and also their birthright and something that they should do, and this viewpoint permeates their entire ideology and culture. You will notice this especially on their websites and forums, and when you interact with them online. The average MGTOW man has at one point or another been married or had long-term relationships, had kids, or had what most people would describe success with women, which in general is all of the activities incels try to do and desire but fail, such as dating or getting laid. They have been through the plantation and know what it looks like and why it's bad. That's why most MGTOW men make videos, and that's how I know why MGTOW is good and why relationships are bad. They know this because they had experience. This is also why MGTOW is Red Pill and, in my view, completely different from incels. You cannot view the men who already had relationships with women but decided to go their own way and be single, and men who try to be in relationships and who demonstrate desire to be in said relationships but fail, as the same group with the same values. From our perspective, they are blue pill and are just failed simps or pickup artists, depending on what their goal was. This brings me to another recommendation of mine, and a fact that needs to be brought up. The Incel community as it stands right now, with its values, beliefs, principles, ideology and general zeitgeist, do not belong in the Manosphere, and should never be considered part of the Manosphere. The wider Manosphere, a hub which is home to communities who subscribe to the Red Pill and its values and belief in the truth, and who believe that masculinity is good and not toxic, and who recognize the truth about the gynocentric social order we live in, MGTOW being one of them, cannot ever have room or any place for any incel-type community. We cannot and should not consider the incels to be part of the Manosphere because they're not Red Pill. If the Manosphere is to remain Red Pill and male-centric, with the emphasis placed on values such as freedom, independence, self-reliance, and masculinity, with good moral virtue, then we must take action to defend it, and in particular to guard against communities and ideologies that run contrary towards it. This is why I believe we need to kick out the incels and kick out any incel or incel-leaning ideology or community out of the Manosphere. By deporting the incels from the Manosphere, we can actually enforce true Red Pill values within the Manosphere, and ensure that the right communities, ideologies, values, principles, and beliefs are being promoted. Getting rid of the incels and their flawed blue pill ideology will result in the Manosphere being able to focus on what it stands for, being able to return to its roots, reaffirm basic Red Pill values and principles, and make it more MGTOW-centric and MGTOW-focused, like it should be. It would not only improve the MGTOW community, as we are no longer burdened with those who refuse our help, and the wider Manosphere itself, but it would also improve our image among other communities and outsiders. Much of what appears to be hatred towards the Manosphere is actually a hatred towards the incels and their viewpoints and ideology, and individuals such as Andrew Tate and their fans, on which I'll make another video in the future. I'll also make one on the femcels, because they're not getting scot-free too. I will expose them too. But anyways, getting rid of the bad actors will result in there being less hatred, and would result in us being able to reverse the moral decay and gradual rot that has been allowed to happen while we were distracted. The solutions to the problems posed by the incels has been obvious. Get rid of them. And I know some might still want to help them as they are men, and there's a view that men who are blue pill should be helped and given info about the Red Pill, and that's noble. But the incels have refused our help and our values time and time again. So it's time to put MGTOW first. It's time to get rid of those who refuse to walk the walk, who refuse to actually be Red Pill, and do what's necessary to bring back standards and improve the Manosphere as a whole. Deportation of the incels from the Manosphere is the best solution, and is what we should do in my opinion. With that being said, this has been Igor, MGTOW and Video Games. Like and subscribe and click the bell notifications on YouTube if you enjoyed the video, and sorry for not making videos in a while, more will come. And follow me on odyssey.com, MGTOW.tv and Twitter. Also join my Guilded server, and bye bye. Thanks for watching.